Okay, so our last step now is we're kind of organizing our thoughts, and remember that the whole objective of this is being able to take a prompt and move that prompt into the insider chart or the helps chart to help us get organized. So it's not as much about filling out the entire chart right now, but I want to walk with you and model for you how you would take that prompt and move it over here. Okay, so we started with the prompt. We have our topics, and now I'm ready to move on to the thesis statement. Okay, and again, it's up to you in which order you would like to do this. Okay, so I decided that my position that it was best not to conform to society. Okay, I'm going to keep everything very, very simple with my thesis. I do not want to get too fancy with how I am writing because I don't want to get off track and not actually state my position. Okay, so I'm going to use a lot of the language from the prompt or synonyms of the prompt. Okay, so the question was, is it important not to conform no matter the situation? Okay, so I'll say, instead of you, I'll say people should not conform to, I'm going to even say to society's expectations because, okay, so here's where we want to make sure that we get our topics in. So I'm going to have my topic 1 here and my topic 2 here. Now this may seem a little formulaic, but until you get really comfortable with the persuasive writing task and writing thesis statements, it's best just to keep it simple and make sure that you actually do express your position. Because if you don't have a thesis statement, it's going to be really hard for you to make up for that later in your essay. So I have all these different topics, these 3 different topics, and I really only need 2. And I think my best ones are probably my second 2, that society is not always right, so you need to follow your own path, and lots of different types of people are needed to make the world successful. Okay, so because society is not always the best example to follow, and I have lots of different types of people are needed, so I'll say, and different types of people are needed to make the world successful. Okay, so let's check ourselves and make sure that we actually stated that position clearly. So if the question was, is it important not to conform no matter the situation? This thesis is a promise to your reader. You're answering the question, okay? So it's important that you take that position and double check yourself. So people should not conform to society's expectations. Even if I leave out the rest of it, if I stop right there, this answers the question. This answers the prompt. Because, and I have my 2 topics here, society is not always the best example to follow, and different types of people are needed to make the world successful. Okay, so I have everything I need here for the thesis statement, and now I'll be ready to move these topics into the actual topic sentences of my body paragraphs, and those all are going to go back to support this thesis. Okay, so now that you have this done, you should be ready to move on to your practice with the insider chart.